What is up, everybody? Holy crap, that's loud. So, I'm a little bit late streaming today, and I would like to tell you that I have a good reason for that, but I really don't. It's not health reasons, it's not real life stuff. I just started listening to Devil May Cry music, and then I realized like an hour and a half had gone by, and I was like, oh shit, so here we are. But it's good music, so what are you gonna do? Anyway, let's see, back to Lostbelt 4. That's like 3 songs? Nonsense. That's a good reason. Thank you for the 5 bits, boy. Alright, maybe this is God Juna. I swear every stage I'm like, is this God Juna? I mean, it has to be at some point. I swear you fight him somewhat early on, and it's like a nothing stage where you can't win or lose, really. Look at all these 5 stars. That's a big Gramps. You know what? It's Edison time. Wait, did I say dime? I really wish we had Salome on NA soon, though. Time to do something very silly. Where's covering fire? I've got the flat damage command code, but we don't have free respecs on NA. So probably not worth equipping it. Surely I have a limit broken covering fire. There it is. I have no idea what this team is, but we'll make it work. In before, this is just not the stage. Like, it's not Gajuna at all, and this is just such a random, stupid team. Go George. I'm putting all this effort in, and like, watch it just be like a super joke battle. Alright. And if it is Gajuna, you can't really fight him here anyway. Oh, we're in the city, so I think it is soon after Asclepius. This just might be Asclepius again. Oh my god, if this is Asclepius again, this team is terrible. Covering fire coup against Asclepius, that's not a thing. Oh hey, no, it is Gajuna. Look at him having pierced invulnerability. What a dick. He's running everything. I like how that no effects on him. Well, we don't really get to do much here. We can reduce our cooldowns by a lot, though. Not that that matters when you're doing no damage to the boss and he has pierced invulnerability. Wow, he even reduces damage from flat damage. How does that work? I don't even know how they coded that. Gain resistance to all attacks. That's crazy. Damage cut doesn't normally work though on flat damage, I don't think. Actually, that it might. Damage cut might be the one thing that does work on flat damage. See, this is where I'd bring some really powerful dots, but he's debuff immune. So I'm sure there's a way then to do some damage though if you try really hard. Well, and hey, he does not have armor ignore. So if you stack defense buffs, you could live. Proc insta death. Yeah, good luck with that one. Hey Zert, thank you for the 4-month resub, dude. Crit for 0 damage. He's just standing there menacingly. Yeah, they really don't want you doing anything here. This is like when Hercule tries to fight Cell in Dragon Ball Z. That's what this is. Well, I'm sad I didn't bring more defense buffs. Yeah, he doesn't even flinch. Oh, he doesn't do his NP. Look at him! He just did an AoE extra attack. So they know how to make those if they want. That's something. One of these days, they're gonna give the player something like that. It'd be so broken in a solo, which is why they don't do it. Wouldn't be broken in team play, though. Oh yes, I remember this bit. Yeah, I imagine if you're doing a lot of NP drain, you can make that take a while. And if you want to do the opposite and you want to speed run it, you bring double Summer Tam. Oh, there he is. I think you see his servant here. Although it's like, yeah, there it is. You don't really see it. I'm sure once they actually like reveal it, that's not even his stage 1, right? It's not like his stage 1's got some cool cape and he takes it off and then, you know, it's Masashi, right? It's not even going to be that. You're never going to get the cool cape like that. Like, they're not going to look anything like that. That's just like story, obscuring what it looks like. But he's pretty cool. One of these days we'll figure out who it is. Hell, maybe they'll tell us who it is in Lostbelt 6. I doubt it, though. Okay, let's get back to it here. One of these days, though. Honestly, if that was his servant's design, I would actually really like it. I think it looks awesome, but that's obviously just kind of like their way of obscuring what he looks like. But maybe they'll be nice and make it his stage 1, but I don't think so. Sure, why not? Where's Chin Gong when you need him? Anybody in chat know what this song is? I'm sure somebody does. This is a good one. Here's a hint. It's actually Fate related. This is an official Fate song. And it's very old. Here, I'll start it over. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe no one's gonna get it. Okay. I don't have a lot of budget supports for Ereshkigal, to be honest. Let me bring 2 more people for Bond here. Who needs Bond? I guess Hans. How come Matahari didn't get a good Bond CE? Like, team-wide attack up, that'd have been really nice, but nope. She gets like Starjin or some useless crap. Oh, Hans is already on the team. Fuck it, Medea Bond, let's go. Is it from Unlimited Codes? No, but that's not a bad guess. It is Dogfight from the Fate Zero soundtrack, but it's not the anime soundtrack. They made a soundtrack for the book, and this is the Dogfight soundtrack for like when Lancelot fights Gilgamesh. It's super old, but it's good. I actually like it more than the song they used in the anime. That actually holds true for almost, because they made quite a few songs for the book, and I pretty much like that soundtrack better than the anime soundtrack, and any time to like have a one-to-one comparison. Like they gave Diarmid a theme, and I think that theme is incredible. They gave Lancelot a theme, and it's really good. Like they got some good stuff in there. What the hell is this stage? I guess this is Asclepius again? I want NP gain on Ereshkigal, but we don't have any of that. Hans coming in with the DPS. The original anime Fate Stay Night is like the best soundtrack for Fate in my opinion. I wonder if they're gonna make a Fate Route remake. Almost. Trying to save Hans' skill for when we actually NP. I would like them to make a version of Fate Stay Night that's not like a gimmicky route that's like contrived to focus on a certain thing. I would just like a complete story. Kind of like how Fate Zero is just a story. And same for almost every other Fate story. I'd like it if Fate Stay Night could get to stay, just Fate Stay Night, right? And have a nice general story that, instead of being so gimmicky each route. Can I get really lucky on this turn, please? Just crit forehead. I like how ever since we lost the quick down, I haven't used a single quick team. That should kill. Nope, I'm a fucking liar. At least he hit the one person that had invulnerability. I should have used Hans' skill there just to make more stars. I mean, Shiro has some acquaintances that are fine, I would say, but yeah, he doesn't even have that many close friends, really. And Issei is pretty much the only one that's not full of shit, so. Not a good time to use the switch Mystic Code, honestly. Alright, we're double overcharging Shakespeare. He is clearly gonna land the stun, right? I mean, let's be honest, most of the Servant and God combinations don't actually have anything in common with their hosts. It's just a completely contrived thing to get popular characters into the game. Like seriously, most of the, like, main Fate Stay Night cast that is in FGO, it is also nice stun, jackass! Anyway, most of them that are in the game, you know, their connections, air quotes, are just complete horseshit. It's just silly. Very cart before the horse on that one. It's like they decided to do, you know, X, you know, with X, or X with Y, and then they just came up with a way to make them kind of similar in a really vague way after the fact. I don't know what this team is even doing. A lot of Buster up though, I tell you that. I think I just hurt my crit chance. Why did I even use my second skill? I don't even know. Double defense down, but defense up. We'll do the Buster. Like, here's an example. Rin and Ishtar absolutely have nothing in common. It is so fucking forced, right? Like, go read the Epic of Gilgamesh and tell me that's it. It's not really in the Epic of Gilgamesh that much. Much of this sort of stuff is outside of that. But anyway, oh no, it's in there a little bit. Anyway, if you look at all the stuff known about Ishtar, right, and you look at Rin, no, there is no comparing that bitch to a fucking tsundere, right? Like, that's like comparing, you know, like Zeus to someone that was a little stern one time, right? Like, no, it's just nonsense. Ereshkigal's not any better, really. If anything, they have less in common, I would say. Like, you don't read Fate Stay Night and then go read all the Babylonian stories. Like, oh yeah, Ishtar's totally like Rin. Like, what? No, they're not like each other at all. Like, there's basically nothing in common there. And like, on such a surface level in Fate, they're like, oh, but they're both kind of spoiled and haughty, right? That's fucking nothing. You know how many people have that in common? Like, half the planet is apparently just like Ishtar. I can't really think of any fusions they've done where they actually have stuff in common that makes sense. Other than when they fuse with characters that like don't actually really have personalities that they just invented to be like the character, right? Like the Vessel for Joan of Arc and Quetzalcoatl and that kind of thing. But it's super forced. Like whenever they do the fusion stuff, it's super fucking forced. And if you want to do that, that's fine, right? But then you can't turn around and be like, oh no, we can't do this character because there's no god or servant that's actually similar to them. Like, that's just terrible logic. So I like to point out, we're not even using a team that makes the slightest degree of sense and we're winning. It's almost like this is a completely terrible, awful, boring, and easy boss fight. And this is the one they decided to put in the anniversary event. And I'll remind everyone that Gwaine in Camelot was in Chapter 4. Meanwhile, we're like in Chapter 12 or something, and this is the boss fight. I'm using an AoE neutral class with garbage supports with no team synergy, no plan, and we're winning anyway. And I'm not even paying attention to the buttons that I'm clicking. Like I'm clicking stuff and you know, whatever happens, happens. Like they gave him a health bar. At least. I might as well use this. Yeah, both fights with him would be a lot better if the trash mobs were way more threatening and he had better support for them. That's like what they're trying to do. They're trying to do all this flippy as summoning zombies and healing and guts and stuff, but you know, their gimmicks are too weak, the stats are too weak. Damn it, the one in the back lived. Okay, that's over with. I would have brought a more serious team though if I'd known that's what the stage was. Is Fujino seriously D tier? That's just stupid. Alright, I'll take a look at this. What do we got here? I mean, some of it's accurate, a lot of it's not, though. Why is Caster Coup D tier? Well, I don't understand that at all. Why is Caster Coup D tier? And now that Babbage has been buffed and everything, I do think Babbage is a bit better than him. But that doesn't make Caster Coup bad. Like, Caster Coup is still really useful because he has really high survivability, gets his NP quickly, has a decently hard-hitting NP for a caster. Good for farming because he's got a battery and all that. Like, for a 3-star, he's quite solid. Like, D tier. And again, there's one thing if you want to say, why is Nero D tier? I don't even like Nero, but what? Why is Beowulf D tier? Why is everything D? Why is Hot Wheels D tier? How in God's name is Hot Wheels D tier? Is this must be the farming one? I will say though, even if this is for farming, that still doesn't make any sense because he's got a battery skill. Say for Nero. Nero's actually good for farming because she's self-reliant, hits pretty hard for AoE, and has a battery skill. That's exactly what you want for. This can't be this can't just be a straight tier list. Like that just can't be. There's no way you would put fucking Nero, Hot Wheels, all this nonsense in D tier unless it's for like some weird specific criteria. Like what? There's no way to track player usage rate. There's literally no way to track player usage rate. that's not. You're not DW. There's that clearly though that list is not like just a normal tier list because it's way too weird with the placement of units for it to make any sense. Unless they're just really fucking stupid, which I can buy that. I gotta stress this. People look at websites and think they're like empirical or something. They're not. And a lot of times they're written by people that don't actually play the games very well. They don't have a deep understanding of it. They play it like a casual and pay attention to the mainstream like take on everything. And they slap an article on the internet and then they go play some other game. Like that's so common. And then people want to act like it's like an objective take on the game. It's like game journalism, right? Most of the people that write stuff for game journalist websites are not actually that knowledgeable of video games. Like they played a thing for 2 hours like a casual scrub and then they want to go say why it's a good or a bad game. And it's like, okay, here we go. Yeah, Herc being in D tier and Hot Wheels being in D tier and Nero being in D tier makes me think that list is not a normal tier list and there's like some weird criteria that they're talking about. Because that's as little respect as I have for them, they cannot be that stupid, right? So I suspect there is some context there that we're missing. Let's use the tank. I really need a level Hohenheim on this account. Lets me enable some art shenanigans. Let's see if there's any trash mobs here that are weak. Double Shiki, let's go. I'm not sure why I'm getting Medea Bond right now. Can't even make a roll tier list because what you should roll on is really based on what you have, and like a lot of things aren't even you know, you can't get them because they're not rated up except like once a year. Those have more health than I would like. Should have given Hans a different CE. Man, I don't like this opening hand. If that's a general pull tier list, that means it's accounting for everything. Then challenge quests, farming, main story, and then that's a terrible tier list and it makes no sense. How? Oh my god. All of Wojcicki's cards are in the third hand, so I'm having to like not use Arash's thing here. Game, you're killing me right now. Arash is like gonna do nothing here too. I can't. The thing is that if that is really what that list is for, that's just my opinion of them is even lower now because it's like how would you put a Hot Wheels or Nero in D? And again, it's one thing to say, oh yeah, they're not worthy of EX or S tier, or maybe not even A tier. Which I mean, I would definitely say they should definitely be A tier, but you don't D tier. That's stupid, right? That's that whole like. You know, a game's either 10 out of 10 or a 1 out of 10, right? Like, that's just dumb, right? That's such a dumbass way to look at things. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, they're not maybe the best thing in the entire game, so they're D tier. Like, that's just ridiculous. So, I had to wait all these turns to get Wojcicki NP gain. But now I'd like to do Arash's MP with Hans overcharging it. But then I wouldn't get my MP gain. This is kind of annoying. Well, let's see what happens. The thing is, most people are going to look at that tier list and they're only going to care about the fact that they put Castori at the top because she's so good for farming and challenge quests and stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, this is a good tier list. And again, there's no nuance there. There's no world, even if you don't think... Because for sure, like, Hot Wheels is not going to be as universally useful to a player as Castori is. Of course not. But there's no world that equals D tier, right? That's just like a child's thought process. Wow, it's not the very best thing, therefore it's the worst. Like, what a joke, dude. And like Nero being D, because again, Nero is not the best AoE saber in the game, but she's totally serviceable. She's got an upgraded NP, she's got damage up, she's got a battery skill. That's use, and she's very tanky. So for challenge quests, that's really helpful. And for farming, you just got the battery and decent damage. So sure, she shouldn't be like, you know, SSS tier or S tier or maybe not even A tier, but not fucking D tier. It's like I can tell you right now, the reason this tier list is so bad is because these guys couldn't be bothered to actually test a lot of this stuff. Because like no one cares about Rama, nobody cares about Valkyrie, nobody cares about Hot Wheels, right? Like no one's focusing on that. They're just the only things they're thinking about are like the popular 5 stars that are like in the meta, and everything else they're kind of just slapping on there wherever. Right? Like, there's no world where you have fucking Hot Wheels, Beowulf, Nero in the same fucking tier as like, what else they got in here in D tier that's actually bad? Ironically, most of the things in their D tier actually aren't that bad, but there's you, okay, there's one that's kind of bad. There's no world those things are on the same tier as you. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Or like Lostbelt 3 Lancer and stuff like that. There's no world those are in the same tier, right? Or even Gilius. They're the same tier as fucking Gilius. Like, what? Like, there's no nuance here, right? They're just saying, like, it's either meta or it's not. That's basically all they're saying. Like, they have Casterku and Castergilius in the same tier, and that shows how little nuance there is here, because Casterku is light years better than Gilius. Like, of course he is. That's nonsense. That is so nonsense, but I kind of expect that from them at this point. Although that's worse than what they normally make, I would say. That's like so bad I'm confused. But yeah, that kind of just is what I always say. It's like they don't really play the game that much. They play a bunch of gacha games, have a very surface level understanding of it. They use very mainstream logic for explaining the stuff, and there's no nuance, and it's just really lazy. Because most people that look at that tier list are too fucking stupid to know if it's a good tier list or not. And they're gonna be like, oh yeah, Hot Wheels is not nearly as useful as Caster or Toria. And therefore, it's justified that he's D tier, right? Like, that's most people's thought process. Yeah, I haven't looked at Game Press in a long time, but I mean, why would I? It's like, I don't even find out about... Whoa! The graphics there, that was not the angle you were supposed to see that sprite at. That was messed up. Jesus Christ. That was some warped shit there. But yeah, I have so little respect for Game Press and for Media, and I know FGO like the back of my hand. I don't need their help anyway. And even if I did need help, they're not where I would look for it. So easy pass. Getting value out of our art up though. Does Shiki have her NP buff? If she gets that nice defense down if she does. I feel like it's been 2 years. Yes it has, there we go. Pretty useful having that big of a defense down. 235, not bad. I just... Hot Wheels in D tier, man. That's a trip. Let's see, what do we want to use here? Something different. I'm gonna regret this. She's Buster. I keep bringing AoE stuff, and then like the enemy's not actually... It's not a very AoE fight. That's happened a bunch. Does this account have Spartacus? It does. I'd use K-Scope, but the more budget you can be, the better. Just because, why not? Soccer everywhere. It's just kind of cool that you can NP without K-Scope. Kind of fun to do that. I do find it funny. It's not unique to FGO. You see this in a lot of game fandoms or whatever. Tier lists always make so much drama. And no one even cares, because the majority of people that look at tier lists don't actually need the information from the tier list. They're just trying to validate their own opinions. It's very weird. Let's see what we do damage-wise here. I just don't buy for a second when you look at that tier list that they actually tested all those units, right? And really thought about if it makes sense to put them in the tier that they're in. Like, that's so much of that is just, yeah, whatever, throw it in this tier. So this is the final wave. That's kind of disappointing. Well, we were supposed to do Orion stuff, but that doesn't look like it's gonna happen here. If I wait just a second, I could at least let the Buster Up hit them both. Wait, I already used his Buster Up though. Crap. Well... This was actually a Spartacus setup. Who knew? Well, they'll probably live, so... I remember way back at Media's tier lists weren't too bad a long time ago. That was so long ago, I doubt the same people are even in charge of it now. And now they really remind me of like the mindset of like a whale that's pretty casual and just looks at what the mainstream thinks and bases their opinion off that. That's very much what their tier list feels like to me. Man, we didn't kill any of them. Oh, she's Art. Fuck, why was I thinking she was Buster? Excuse me. We just casually blast this guy. It's amazing Fury. Okay, we probably win right here. Why didn't I cast this? What a character. 54K. And they're just throwing all kinds of bullshit trash mobs at us right now with like a free class combo. Do some old-fashioned Lancelot. Let's see. She's in the same tier as Cersei. I mean, I've seen stupider. At least they're B tier, not D tier. Like, there's so many random things in D tier there, and it's ridiculous. Alright, get those cool pole animations. I don't want to just crit somebody here. Normally I wouldn't use him this way, but fuck it. I normally do this after his NP, but this should work out. Come on, double crit, let's go. Damn it, we're just gonna overkill though. Should have killed the stronger health one. Higher health one. English, man. The reason his pose is like that is because they're trying to make it look like his Ascension art. Like, go look at his Ascension art. That's what they're trying to mimic. But it doesn't work, right? Like, the reason it works in the art is because of the camera angle and there's more detail and stuff. So it looks more like, you know, rawr. Where on his character sprite, it just looks like he's being really fancy, which makes no fucking sense. I'm telling you, that's not what they were trying to go for. They were not trying to go for, you know, fancy, you know, posh. They were going for, like, creepy, you know, again, look at his Ascension art. That's definitely what they were going for. I should have cast this on Lancelot last turn. Because I could just NP right now and be done with it. Oh my god. It's old Ushi. Oh god, it's horrible. I forgot about this. Oh no. Rough time, man. Rough time. The albino goblin is back! Why is it back? We just got shot. I like how they shot Ushi though. They know what's up. You'll probably get Ushi's animation update early, I would think. I can't believe NA doesn't have Hans's yet, though. That's really crazy to me. I mean, if you level up his fairy, you know, star gen skill, you can make a few extra stars on your NP. But it's not a very high priority thing. Like, if you're pushing it on mats and you got other things to use the mats on, just use them on that. But if you're a big Lancelot fan and you want him at his best, then sure, you get it to 10-10-10 eventually, but it's definitely the least important of his skills. So there's just a few extra stars. Not very consistent or impactful on its own. Yeah, I don't have gills either. Look at these two Enkidus that are exactly the same. and neither of them have command codes. But let's see which one of them has the higher leveled CE. So this one's at 13,500, and then oh no, Fury, you're behind. Gabe, gotcha. Enkidu setup, okay. I wish we could use regular mash. Get us some battery. This music makes me want to play Dark Souls 2 again. Then I remember it's Dark Souls 2, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I do need to play that game again. It's been so long. And there are some things about it I really like. It's just, there's some core stuff about it that I really don't. I want battery. You know what? This is how we get battery. Like, if you're not going to use waiver and those kinds of things to get battery, you do this. Okay. Yeah, a lot of missed potential. There's some good stuff. Some of the individual zone design is good. Some of the individual boss design is good, although some of it's also really shitty and sloppy. A lot of cool items. There's a lot of stuff that I like, but a lot of like the hitboxes are just like janky garbage, and there's just so many, like, it's so unpolished in a lot of areas. And like adaptability was such a terrible idea. Oh, it's William Tell. That was a bit sooner than I was thinking. Give me that NP game. And here we are using evade. Stargin though. Yeah, I kind of want to play Dark Souls 2 again just so I can fight Fume Knight and Sir Alone again. I haven't bought them in like, I don't know, 8 years or something. God, it's been a long time. Which is good, because I forgot like the nuance behind their movesets and stuff, so I'd have to actually learn it again, and that's where the fun is at. Do I even need our Buster up? Let's use Shakespeare's and not use Enkidu's, because I don't think we need it. Oh my god, he has Divinity here. I just remembered that, so we get the stun. Oh, how unnecessary. I did not even mean to bring Enkidu because of that. I just brought him because, like, yeah, Enkidu's cool, and we're kind of just messing around. And I always like using, like, a strong DPS from your support list, right? And then you use all budget, you know, units to support them. That's just a fun thing to do. Oh fuck! I should have put the Buster card. I should have like lined that up so I was more meta with the damage. Doesn't actually matter too much though. I can use this turn for NP gain, but it just feels bad. Watch him quick charge. Pretty sure Enkidu can just face tank it, so I don't really need to give him the guts. But I'd have no other use for it, so we're gonna be done here in a second. I was hoping to get his Buster card, and I was gonna go in on a big crit instead of going for the MP again. Oh yeah, we would have face tanked that easy. Alright, well, fun's over. Look, we even landed the quick up. These fights really should be harder. I don't even get why they're not. When you compare them to like the fights that they're willing to throw at you later, and before, a really big stress on that, like before these boss fights, you know, you had the fight with Valkyrie and Sigurd, and Valkyrie and Scatty, you had Gwaine, Tiamat, Corrupted Ushi, and all these fights, Surtur, right? They're so much harder than these fights, and those fights aren't like the hardest ever, but you know, they're actual fight. Yeah, Lee Students, Lee, Mothman, you and you, right? Like all those fights are so much harder than these. It doesn't make any sense. Like, and yeah, just because these come after doesn't mean they need to be harder than things that came before them, sure. But there's no reason to make them this easy. Like there's like no gimmicks here. They're not even real boss fights. That's something they've just started to do a lot in Lostbelt, where they're like unwilling to throw hard fights at you until it's the end, which is dumb. It's better to pace things out. Although, Lostbelt 5 was different, and I'm hoping that's the new standard, because Lostbelt 5 had a better curve. Like, Demeter's pretty early on in the story, honestly. And, like, Aphrodite is not the hardest fight ever, but Aphrodite is much harder than, like, what we just did. Like, so much harder. The only reason Aphrodite gets, like, shit is because she's weak in comparison to Zeus and Demeter, right? She's a much easier fight than those two. And a big part of that is simply because you have access to your support list. So you can summon Martha, you can summon Enkidu, you can summon Merlin, you can summon, you know, whatever. And that makes it a lot easier. If you couldn't do that, I actually think a lot of people would get smacked by Aphrodite. Like, her debuffs are fucking nasty. And if you don't have good units to actually deal with it, you'll just get shut the fuck down. It is really easy to wipe on Aphrodite. It really is. It's just, she's also easy to trivialize. And because you have access to your support list, you're almost guaranteed to do that. But I suspect if you could go through and watch almost every player that played through Lostbelt 5, like not the fancy people, not necessarily the people streaming and everything, but just people playing it like a normal person, I bet you a lot of people died on their first shot on Aphrodite and then had to reset and then bring a bunch of anti-debuff stuff, and then they did fine. But I bet you a lot of people failed on their first attempt, or used command spells or whatever to just get through it. And then, yeah, of course she's not the hardest boss fight, like absolutely not, but I think it's overblown, like how I see people like, oh, she's such an easy fight. It's not that easy. Like, it's, again, certainly not as hard as Demeter or Zeus, not even close, but she's light years ahead of, like, that fight we just did, right? And so she's light years ahead of every fight we've seen so far in Lostbelt 4. Reading Rainbow, what, nursery rhyme? I know for a fact, though, a lot of people got stuck on Zeus. I've seen a lot of people get fucked up there. And I remember when it first came out, like when it first, like, you know, when people were just, you know, playing Lostbelt 5, right, when it was new, and there was less information about it and stuff, there were so many people that just were like, they didn't understand the fight at all and like freaking out. It's good times, man, good times. Kirsch is not that hard of a fight, Cristeria. He's cool, but it's not... It's a really easy fight, really. It's more of like, if you're doing it in a budget way, it's just going to be kind of long, but it's not hard. Certainly possible to fuck up though. What do we want to use? Is this a stage 1 jack? Nope. Okay, it is. They're just not using the art. Alright, we'll show off the blender. Wait, what about this one? Look, this one's MP3, but it's 10.7.10. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Okay, at least stage 1. Do something different here. Game breaking support, yeah. This might look weird, but I kind of want to just like go gas, gas, gas here. And they actually do have synergy even though their card colors don't sync up. If Fate Strange Fake gets the ball rolling, we'll see him Sunday. I'm just worried that by the time Fate Strange Fake is finished, the main like Fate IP video game that's out will be something different and potentially lame, or you know, we complain about FGO sometimes, but it could be a lot worse. And I really do think the next big game they make for Fate, that they really want to be a long-running thing, I think they're gonna make the gameplay so much dumber. I think they're gonna make it so much fucking dumber, and it's not gonna be fun at all, right? And I'm really worried about that, but I guess we'll see. What a fucking dumb opening hand! Not only is this a dumb opening hand, but George is gonna die, and then, you know, the deck will just get shuffled. But does anybody know what this song is that's playing right now? Man, this did not work out the way that I wanted it to. I'm just casting everything here. I'm not sure this is worth NPing, but I'm doing it. It's not near music. I should have given Hans a skill to Lancelot, I think. Man, I should have brought a Rosh! All those times I brought a Rosh and it didn't do anything, and now it would make a lot of sense. What have we done? There's some near music on here. I probably should add some more. I took some of it off because we used to have just way too much near music, but yeah, I could probably balance that out now. I'll actually try to do that tonight. I've been wanting to add a few things to the playlist anyway. I'll try to get that done tonight. Blender noises. I like how we have no AoE. I do need to add Rat Jam. Nice crit, kiddo. If we can kill 2 here, I'll be happy. Good enough. If I had brought Atlas, I could NP right now. Why didn't I art chain? If I had art chained, we could have just double NP'd next turn and killed them both for sure. Brilliant. I'll take these crits though. We could have already won by now, man. Dude, playing NA is just kind of depressing because they're just missing so many animation updates, and it's sad. Although missing the Boudica one isn't that sad, but missing the other ones is sad. I just like how Alkida's another one I don't really miss. Because I like how our NP is exactly the same. It's the exact same model, it's the exact same animation. The only difference is, like, in the middle, they just, you know, slap in a anime shot that's the wrong pose, and then it goes right back to the original NP, right? They changed nothing. I wish Boudica had gotten a good animation update. Like, I like Boudica just fine, right? But holy crap, that was not a good animation update. I was very disappointed by that one. Looks like you're not getting the Gilgamesh one early. You're probably going to get that one the same time JP did. But other than that, most of them you seem to get early these days. Yeah, Gil and Hans's, I don't think you're going to get early. I don't know, you might get Hans's early, we'll see. They missed a good opportunity for it, but they might still add it for like your anniversary. You'll probably get a chunk on the anniversary, so hopefully some good stuff there. I see that limit broken CE. Nah, I don't think they're gonna wait on the Knights of the Round. I mean, you're probably not gonna get them tomorrow, but I think you're gonna get the Knights of the Round one early. None of them are, by the way, none of them are actually coded in a way where they can't add them early. That's just PR bullshit. Like, that's absolutely PR bullshit. They can add any animation update at any time that they want. The reason they don't is they don't think it'll make sense, or they don't think it's good for sales, stuff like that. And it's just obvious if you look at like what they've done, like any kind of animation update you have at least gotten one of early. Like, that's just absolute nonsense. Like, you didn't get Robins early because of that BB joke in the story. That's literally why you didn't get Robins early. I think they've realized though, because early on they used to not really give animation updates early at all, aside from a few specific ones. And I think they thought, you know, it would take away from like the hype of certain raid ups. A lot of times they give animation updates in a raid up, and if they, you know, they wanted like that sales boost, but you know, they were trying to like hide it from NA that the animation updates even existed or something. But that doesn't work. You know, that's not how the internet is anymore. So I think they kind of realized that it was just such terrible PR having everyone sit there and look at how much better JP was with the animations, so they started to do at least a little bit better with giving them early. Why does George have evade? God damn it. Could have given that to anybody else, game. I do like, though, every time we do this, we don't get good cards for our solo unit, and then George dies and the deck shuffles. Hans, what are we doing here? It could be 700 more damage. That's not even a one-hit evade. Oh my god. It's PFA, but only 3 turns. So the last hand that we're never gonna see has 3 cards for Chaco Jana. That's kind of annoying. Watch this Star Gen from Hans. Incredible. No, no, no! Well, I guess we actually did get to that third hand. Because these guys can't kill anything. How about that? As soon as I saw that buff, man, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Cool extra attack. Okay. George is finally dead. Imagine taking that long as, you know, high-end story berserkers against the level 1. Jeez. Alright, gas, gas, gas. Maybe I should have Hans in feed just so I don't have to do it later. See ya, Fury. Okay, oh, it's Big Boy. Too many things you want to use at once, and you can only pick 3. I want story replay so badly because I want to just fight the good boss fights. I don't want to do all this stupid trash. But then I want the animation updates from JP, right? Like Lancelot's so good on JP, man. I want those animations back. I'm dying. Maybe this anniversary they'll give us story replay, right? Yeah, if you click a quick card now, your FGO file is deleted. You're not allowed to click quick cards anymore. It's also not possible to beat challenge quests and main story boss fights with quick teams. You can't do it. They're just too hard. Imagine somebody clicks my stream and they actually hear that. That's like the first thing they ever hear out of me and they think I'm being serious. That's a lot of enemy classes right there. Why not? That's something different. Berserker makes sense here. That's like the danger to being like that kind of deadpan sarcasm where you don't make it obvious you're being sarcastic. It's a lot funnier, but there is going to be that dumbass that thinks you're serious, right? Why are our opening hands always this? Like, I cannot be the only one noticing this. Like, our opening hands today have always been shit like that. It's the second I started using George. You know, don't worry though, Hans taking zombies out. Hey, look, these guys actually killed George though. Imagine doing that. Now deck shuffles. At least it's decent. The skeleton only gets 1 action per turn, so I'll leave him alive. Is that skeleton like a civilian or something of this city that's been resurrected? Just Jim. Good old Jim Bob. Alright. If that didn't kill, I was gonna be pissed. How do I want to do this? Don't really need the Star Absorb, but gonna do it anyway. If you kill 2 here, I'll be happy. If I had his Buster card, I might have been able to go for 3. The problem was the assassin placement. I'd have to like Buster card the fuck. I'm used to my Lancelot and JP. Does a bit more damage than that. That did not work out the way I wanted it to. I think we still can maintain our buffs for 1 turn here. Don't crit, don't crit, don't crit. I wish this was harder. Like, I want to, you know, balls to the wall, right? Especially when you keep it more budget, you want to have to actually try. But so far, this is so fucking easy. But I know it gets better later. I've done Lostbelt 4 a few times, but I don't like having to wait until later. I'd love to kill one of the 93k ones. Really awkward with what I got. Because if I killed one of the 93k ones, I wouldn't also break the health bar. Look at these awesome crits though. I have so much value on this turn, but I'm gonna have to whiff a lot of it, which is not ideal. If I give him the attack up, is there any world where he does 93k at neutral with just NP Buster crit? He doesn't have a lot of buffs right now. 2 crit buffs. He's also got art down. That doesn't help. He's also got Buster down. Because I do Buster NP and then Atalante's NP. I don't think this is gonna work, but I'm trying it just because. Oh, the pain if this doesn't work. Oh, there's gonna be pain. Oh, there's gonna be pain. We needed one more buff on the team. Lancelot, you fucked. Yet another reason Camelot fell right here. Right there. That's why Camelot fell. There was just that big battle, you know, with those Soul Eaters that were attacking Camelot, and then they really needed Lancelot to take care of one of them, and he left it at 4,000 life, right? And then they're like, "What are you doing, bro?" And then the Soul Eater decapitated, you know, somebody important, and that was it. You know, that was the end of Camelot. That was so bad. Like the value lost there. That was brutal. What the fuck? We could have just broken, the health bar right there. But no! See, what I should have done was just not use Atalante's stuff, like, at all, right? And I should have just done Lancelot's stuff that turn. But I, you know, agreed. Hey, Looking Glass, you were 30. What are you killing her for? That's the one that does damage! Oh, we're gonna regret this wonky-ass team now. This is what I get for not taking things seriously. Billy, do you want to just casually land a 40% crit? Like, just land the it's 40%, right? That's decent. This isn't even hard though, this is just silly. And Hans didn't land the attack buff. And Billy didn't land the 40% crit. So we just failed an 80% and a 40%. About right? God damn it, Asclepius. Okay, but if somebody could actually, you know, do something here, that would be great. Okay, we're still gonna win, but I'm gonna reset because there's no synergy here. Like the team is dead. That's not how you want to do that fight. That is not a satisfying conclusion there. But yeah, we were definitely gonna win. I hate the stages where they make you watch the cutscene every time. It's awful. Like, you click the screen 50,000 times before you actually get back in the game again. And then you just look at your support list and how it's not letting you summon the thing you wanted to summon because this game is so fucking stupid like that. Oh my god. Okay, time for the purge. I'm so tired of this. I've had enough. We have 59 people on our friends list. No wonder we can't fucking summon anything. That's a really nice Medea, though. I don't even know who half of these people are, but it's because their names probably don't match their names in Twitch. Not my fault people don't know how to do branding. There's just too many people. The problem is, I know so many of these people, right? So you don't want to remove them, but then you're like, I have 50 some odd people on my friends list and this is the worst ever. I'm never going to get this list down to a reasonable amount. This is never gonna happen. That fucker right there. Canis isn't even on NA. There's still so many people on my list. Like, there's just so many people. Alright, let's see if I can at least summon Aerie now. I doubt it. There's almost, like, there's so little difference between 59 and, like, 47. It's like, they're both so over the amount that you would want. Like 15. 15 is a good number. Don't really need K-scope there, but too lazy to switch it for something else. Fucking zombies, man. Yet again, a terrible opening hand. Not quite as terrible as the last one, but it's still pretty bad. Big crits, big crits. It's pretty much the same second hand though that we got last time. This is very similar how this is playing out. Except last time Hans had his NP right now. And this time he crit Lancelot, son of a bitch. Probably won't kill him here. We'll see. Depends on the defense down. He probably will, actually. Okay. Let's see what we can do now. Oh, right. I completely forgot you had this wave. That's why we had cast Lancelot's stuff. Okay. Got an actually damaging CE this time. I have a bad feeling that that's still not gonna kill and we're gonna do these two big crits into like a 5k health enemy, but we'll find out. Hi Arjuna, how are you doing? $47k. I'll take it. That is a nice chunk more than last time. Why you gotta debuff him with the defense down and then attack him? That's like meta. It's a lot of NP gain for a Buster card. Okay, this time I'm just gonna attack Asclepius. We're not dealing with that shit again. But look at these crits! Like how are you gonna give me these crits? We'll do that. Hans, land the attack buff. Just land the fucking attack buff. There you go, although you missed it on Lancelot. Not quite enough NP gain there for Lancelot. If it gets hit, he'll get it though. Look at him removing debuffs. That's what we're supposed to do with him. Skill sealed so she can't use her evade. How about that? She can't use her star bomb either. And you fight Asclepius 3 times. By the way, there's no reason to actually bring Lancelot here when you're fighting the classes that we're fighting, but I just wanted to. Imagine if we could have cast her evade there. That'd have been good. Probably should have just done her 2 cards next to each other. Nope, never mind. Bullshit crit, I'll take it. I guess they keep the heal even when Asclepius dies. We're actually going to need our back row here. Bad things are about to happen. Wow. Somehow Lancelot and Hans lived. I don't even... 97%. Son of a bitch. Man, I have so little faith in Medea. Like, I gotta do... She's not gonna kill that on her own here. Like, no way. Yeah. What the fuck? Well, I guess Lancelot got to live because of that. What a catastrophe this team is. I'm in ping 23k. Honestly, for being class neutral and on a team that wasn't designed to really support him, Lancelot's gotten a lot of value here. Like he's good or something. The nightmare is how little Medea is doing. They really just don't like Medea. She's actually tanking. That's what she's doing here, is she's tanking. I don't know what to say here. This is ridiculous. I don't even know why. I should have put the crit last. Let's be real, it's gonna do better than Medea. It did. Rip Hans. How is Lancelot still alive? This is the weirdest. Just everything about this is weird. Well, that defense up is probably going to run everything. Most Soul Eater type enemies, when the NP give themselves a evade, these guys seem to give themselves a giant defense up instead. That's quite large. Between that and our card performance down from like the story gimmick, they're really tanky on that turn. Okay, let's see what Medea does now that she doesn't have the defense up in the way. Lancelot almost made it. There's a defense down this time. Their defense up's probably 40% then, or something like that. That was wonky. I didn't take that maybe as seriously as I should have. Nobody said she would kill it even without the defense up. Like, nobody said that. No one even implied that. I've already read this story. I actually read it twice. That's something unique. You know, we're not using Q a lot, so let's fix that. We're also not really counterclassing anything. Maybe we should use Ushi, just in case there's like a whole right. Fuck it, we'll just... A lot of class neutral, ain't nothing wrong with that. Who needs to line up their classes logically? We don't need any of that nonsense. Yeah, bringing Lancer and Rider would be good here. But fuck it. There is Kentucky though. You know what? We'll get some golden. Whoops. Yeah, actually, I didn't mean to summon that at all. I was trying to scroll and click Leonidas there. Suddenly Medusa. You could probably make her work here. Hey, if you need AoE against the riders then or the casters, then it's actually good. Before Ushi's last buff, I would say Kentucky was better. But since Ushi's buff, it's kind of just apples and oranges depending on the circumstance. Like, Kentucky is still better than her sometimes. If you need gas, and you've got really strong supports, he synergizes with strong supports better. He just loops so easily. So if you're doing like double scatty or scatty waiver or some nonsense, I would say Kentucky is still generally better, as long as you can afford not having hard survival on your DPS. But some boss fights, it's like, fuck you, you better have hard survival on your main DPS. And in that case, Ushi's better because she's at least got the evade. And also maybe you're working with another DPS and then Ushi's NP gain for the whole team is good. So they're pretty balanced against each other overall. I do think it's still a Kentucky. The only time it's not is if like Kentucky is not grailed, he's just level 80, NP5, 10, 10, 10. But then Ushi is grailed, right? She's like level 100, 10, 10, 10. And I would say Ushi's probably better. But again, unless you just need gas. I mean, Kentucky, not only is a 50% battery skill just really powerful, but Kentucky has like the exact kind of toolkit to capitalize on it. Because he's got, you know, really good star gen, his NP hits really hard, he's got his quick up, and then the NP gives another quick up, right? It's just, it's very smooth the way his kit works. So, Kentucky, to this day, is an extremely good unit. However, he does have garbage survivability, and sometimes that's just a big no-no, right? But yeah, it's context specific. But in terms of raw value, we had actually tested them against each other a lot, and Kentucky pretty much always came out on top. But we really haven't compared them since her last buff. So they're probably pretty close in terms of just numerical value, like survivability versus how much damage you get done while you're alive, you know, that kind of thing. Hey, we got a decent opening hand though. Do I want to NP next turn? Why not? I don't think I don't need to hold on to it too long. Think it's an accident? No, I don't really think it's an accident. They didn't really know what they were doing back then, but they've been making the game long enough. I think they had a vague idea of what they were doing, and they knew he was going to be popular, and I think they wanted him to be good and stuff. Now, I do think they made him a bit stronger than they intended to at the time, because up to that point, Welfares had definitely been a noticeable bit behind other 4 stars and 5 stars. Kentucky was like the first Welfare that was like, wow, this is pretty strong. So yeah, I think they may have not quite realized how good his quick up lasting 3 turns combined with his NP giving him quick up every time he does it. I don't think they quite realized how good that was going to be. But I do think they wanted him to be strong. So I was gonna Brunhilde NP, but then Kentucky came in here and had all these cards. I'm fine with it though. Rider Kentucky is really cool. And hell, fuck it. Let's give an animation update and a buff. Why not? Give him an upgraded NP. Don't give him any other buff. Don't give it like a side effect. Just give him an upgraded NP. Because that's not a huge buff, but it's certainly a buff because the NP is often. And see, like right there, that wasn't even an optimal turn, but if I had saved our second skill and we like gotten our NP the normal way and then done that, I could use my second skill and NP right now. Also, Hans, would you like to live, champ? Getting triple attacked by a rider. That's real fair, game. Thanks for that. This turn is a mess, because I don't want Hans to die. You know what? We're doing that. I was gonna have Brunhilde NP, like I really was, but now I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna do it, which means I wasted Hans's third skill. Kinda depends on what our next hand is. Oh, probably should have done the crit down. Alright, we got him. Yeah, Chloe's really good too, but I think she was after Kentucky. Same for Shiki. Shiki, though, was definitely not as good as Kentucky or Chloe. She's like on par with them now, but that's because Shiki got buffed. And even then, I would say she's still probably a little bit behind. Oh, I did not realize this was William Tell. And before this is an RNG. Yep. Fucking RNG evade. I hate 30 times. Yeah, you want sure hit here. Well, let's hope we get good luck. I was trying so hard to get Hans' NP the normal way to use that, but it's just not happening. Dude, this song is so good though. This song is basically what I think of when I think of the Fate franchise. Like, at least when the Fate franchise is being serious anyway. And not so much Carnival Phantasma. Okay, that's not quite the vibe for that one. Fucking Apple though. That's funny. Good reference there. Okay, I'm pretty sure the music is looping. I swear we've heard this song. This is really easy with Ku, because, you know, sure hit. Want to do it with Proto Ku? Bring a CE, I would say, like a Taiga one, that'll help. The enemies are beasts, though, like the side enemies, so that'd be a big help. Maybe we should be doing solos. I think we did solos, though, when we played this last on JP. So I'm kind of just messing about right now. But soloing probably would be more entertaining. Poor Hans, man. This thing's name is almost Wagon. It's not, but when I looked at it, like, vaguely, that's what I saw. It's actually Vertra, apparently. Boy, she'd have been a fun time in this story. I'm just like ignoring the NP gain. Okay, let's see if we get lucky. I should really use the NP, but let's see what Brunhilde can do with the RNG. Nope. Nope. There you go. We got one in there. Oh my god, even the extra didn't work. That was bad luck. He can't kill Ku with his NP because of guts. Now, if they can target switch here, then attack again, but the NP can't do it. It's crazy to me how often people just forget that Ku has guts. It's like he's good or something. How many hits are we gonna get here? Okay, that was a bit more successful than the previous one. So I actually messed up though, and I shouldn't have cast PFA when I did. because it just made us take bonus damage, and then you can't block the NP with it, but then the normal card damage after his NP you could block with it. So what I should have done when Ku showed up was Guts, no PFA. If Ku got NP'd, then cast PFA, because then I'd be guaranteed to live to get his NP. The run back though. Suddenly health. So Protoku can do that, right? Like he can sure hit, because you know that's what Bulk does, right? And they've said that canonically Protoku and regular Ku have the same bulk, and they both have, you know, Barbed Death and Death-like, right? So he totally can do that. Cause see, there was this period where they had buffed regular Ku's NP and they'd given it sure hit to be a bit more like lore accurate, right? But they just didn't have the opportunity to buff Proto-Ku like immediately after. So there was like a period of like 2 months, guys, where Proto-Ku didn't have the NP buff as well. So it was like this weird period where their NPs were supposed to be the same, but they weren't. But it was only 2 months though, so it wasn't that bad. It's not like they would make us wait years for this or anything, or potentially just never do it at all. You know, that ain't fucking happen. You know, that would be ludicrous. They see that's what you would do if you were a piece of shit, right? Only a piece of shit would do that. But you know, they're not a piece of shit, guys. So they only made us wait 2 months. You see. So, I guess we're fighting William Tell again. Yeah, see, when you say Ku is the only Lancer, the problem is, it's just Ku, not Proto-Ku, right? That doesn't count. Alright, let's do something, oh yeah, you can solo this with, Leonidas. What is an interesting one? So this account has Proto-Ku Grailed as well, but he's not maxed. He's like 80. Let's take a peek at that though. Do I need to remember that NA has the Embers now? I need to start logging on to NA daily just to do the Ember summon thing here. It adds up big time. I should save my FP though for the anniversary, because that's when the new bronzes get added. That's going to be an inventory management day. Oh yeah, I forgot to like level him after I grailed him. Oof. Gotta fix that. Did I level Gray? I don't even remember. Yeah, surely I leveled her because you had to for the mission. I don't want to grail Gray. Hold up. That's not the right thing at all. No hate for Gray or anything, but I don't think she's, you know, she's cool. I don't mind Gray, but I don't see me ever grailing her. Sorry to say. I should probably buy these, because I know for a fact they start giving these out scarcely down the line. I don't have nearly as many mana prisms on NA as I do JP though, it's not even close. Imagine having DaVinci say something every time you go through these menus, man. Wouldn't that be annoying? Okay, let's see if we can get Proto-Ku a bit sorted out here. I'm trying to think what level I want to grail him to on this account. I don't know, maybe we go 100 just to have both Kus on the same account, 100. Although my old account actually does have both Kus at 100. How many do I have right now? Just the one. I'll wait for now. 99. None of that. Yeah, I know, free-to-plays don't get grails. Shame, because it's a cool system, and I think the normies out there would enjoy it if they could use it, you know? Let's see if he can handle it. I don't think this is gonna go so good, but we'll see what happens. Do I have Decapitating Bunny? I should. Yeah, I do. There we go. Pretty sure this is the part where Tell dies and Gajuni uses one of his NPs and you run away like a bitch and all that stuff. And William Tell dies to the NP. We should have done this on the previous fight, but I kind of forgot this fight even existed, so... Oof. That name... Yeah, this fight's pretty easy, I think. My favorite really is, though, leveling skills making you a whale. It's ridiculous. Like, objectively, you can have really high skill ranks regardless if you spend 0 money or not. Hell, you don't even have to play the game very much each day if you just do events when they pop up. And over time, it's gonna happen if you like it or not. It is really funny, too, because not only am I free to play, aside for Edmund, I don't even use my apples, for God's sakes. Like, I'm not like doing I'm not sitting around farming all day. I don't do that at all. Half the time I don't even use my natural AP, because I'm a lazy fuck. I'm sitting here with like 1,000 golden apples, and like, yeah, I know I need a whale, guys, to refresh my AP, to farm more, to level my skills. You think I'm doing that? Like, you think I got the fucking time to be like sitting here farming an FGO all the time and using fucking SQ to get more AP to farm more? Like, give me a fucking break. You couldn't pay me to do that. You think I'm gonna pay them to do that? Like, hell no. Priorities, man. I don't know why I just cast my crit buff, but I mean, I don't know, maybe there's a debuff when you break. You know what's really funny though? Like, people do that though. People actually spend money to farm, right? Like, imagine spending your hard-earned money for the privilege of farming. Like, dear God. I don't fucking think so. Surely he's gonna get his NP or something when you break his health bar. I should have saved that. On so many levels, I should have saved that. Also, Proto-Ku does so much less damage than regular Ku, it's sad. Oof, NP strength down though. So we evade for the defense up, and then we hope we lose the defense up before he NPs. That's why I should have saved the invulnerability though. I don't like my crit spread. Let's see if we get lucky. Oh yeah, we have NP gain down. That's an oath. Now here is a Fate Unlimited Code song. If it would like to load. We might actually lose this. It's because I used the invulnerability. He's gonna be close. Oh my god, I think we might lose. The only way we win is if, oh my god, we got our NP. I was about to say, if we got our NP here, we might still win. Yeah, I think we're fine now. If he didn't have such a high hit count, we would have lost. And again, it's just because I used the invulnerability when I did. Woo! We still cut that close as hell. Imagine having an upgraded NP. I need to make another Hercules video since he's been buffed. It's standards though. If I make a Hercules video, it's got to be good, and it's hard to make a good Hercules video because of the way his gameplay is. But I was so happy with the previous one. If we get story replay, I know I can do it, right? You can. I could go for some Zeus versus Hercules, right? Like, even if it's a little easy, it's still so thematic that gets to be a video. But you know, there's no story replay, so. If they added story replay and you could play challenge quests from like past events and stuff, I would do a Herc versus the World video. I want to do more of those in general. The reason I don't is because we don't have replayable content. That's why those videos are pretty rare. I have 2 of them, I think, or maybe 3. Honestly, I think I'll do X versus the World a lot if we do get story replay, especially for units that I actually don't like very much, because I won't make videos for them very often if I don't like them, but you want to make a good video for the people that like that unit. So it's like, okay, I'll sit down and, you know, pick 3 or 4 boss fights that really show off the unit, and you can see all angles of the unit. Maybe even do a team fight with the solos as well, and then you put the effort into put the music and stuff. That way, because if you're only going to make one video for a unit, you want to make it good, right? Even if you don't like the unit personally. It's definitely the way I see it anyway. Story replay would be swell. And then Epic 7's over there now adding in some old events, and you can play them whenever you want. And you know, FGO's got the main interlude thing. If they could start doing that and let us do the challenge quest whenever we want, man, that'd be fantastic. Okay, I can tell you right now, Joan of Arc versus the World's not happening. That one's not happening. She might get a video someday, but it'll only be one boss, and it'll still be way too long. It's just sad. I have so much motivation to make videos, and I want to edit all the time, but then FGO is like, we're not going to give you good content, though. Remember when we did Jinko versus Quadia? That was so stupid. It was just impossible for her to die. Have I ever done a Nero Bride video? I feel like I haven't. Have I even done a Nero video? Like, she's such a staple unit, I would think I had, but I also really dislike her, so I might not have. I know I fought her as an enemy, and I always make sure I put effort into the music and stuff. I'm looking this up now. I don't think I've ever made it, though, where, like, she's on the player side. See, that's enemy. No, I do. I think I do have one. And she's, I forgot about that. I put Boudica on the team at the start. Oh my god, I'm such a shithead. Anyway, yeah, okay, I got at least one, but it's not Nero Bride, it's regular. What was it though? What was the content? Oh, it was Lee from Good like the breakbar fight with Lee and all the crit buffs and stuff. Okay. Okay, well at least I got one. At least I got one. I totally forgot about that though. Okay, K-Scope is really bad for soloing, but we'll do it anyway. I have no idea what this stage is now. Yeah, I know I've fought Nero Bride multiple times in videos, because she's been in challenge quests and all kinds of stuff. Honestly, in the long run, I probably won't be able to accomplish this, but the goal is to have one video at least for every unit. And now, if they ever add story replay, my ability to do that will go up dramatically, and a lot more units will get videos that don't have videos right now. But I doubt I would ever actually be able to keep up, because like they add new units all the time and stuff, so I doubt I would ever actually make one video for every single unit. But that's the goal, that's the dream, and the closest I can get to that, the better. But if they add story replay, I really will pump out some videos for a lot of units that I normally just don't use, but people, you know, want me to make videos for it. Saber Gillies will get a video, easy. That's actually kind of high on the list if I had the opportunity to do it. Like that's easy. Like, it's actually fun to do teams with him, even though it's not the most effective. DB is a pretty awful solo unit. It'd be more likely that she'd get used in a team video, but who knows? Like, sometimes you can find a good solo for units that are terrible at it. You just have to look around. But I might even do, you know, a lot of the videos at first I'd make are just things I want to make, or I have the inspiration to make, or I know I can find some thematic to make. But I might like put up a poll every once in a while and just let people pick what they want to get focused on, because that'll get me to make videos for things that I wouldn't otherwise. Okay, so Buster is the final one to be lost. So, but right now Buster is the only thing that sucks. And I guess her debuff resistance sucks too. Oh, what's the play here? Boy, we should have brought a different Mystic Code. We need to break. But we need to save some of our buffs. I have a Ricky video, and I'm very happy with it. There are some units, though, that I have to remake videos for because I made them a long time ago, and like the video quality wasn't as good and that kind of thing, or they got an animation update, or even both. So some people have to get updated. I'm still looking forward to Lostbelt 6 though, man. I hope they add some good stuff. Give me a new 3-star. Nor defense. Alright, so next turn, we want to just end him next turn. So we want crits. We want crits on our NP. I could have done Buster quick because of our battery. But hey, we're immune to card seal. Alright, this is gonna be good. Now, remember, this is with K-Scope, so our CE is not really boosting our damage or anything, but I think this is still gonna be good. Fucking 30%. What is this? What is this? 100, 100, 100, 90, 30. What is that? Like, can we even that out a little bit? Can we have like an average here? Like, Jesus Christ. Balanced spread, indeed. This music is so unfitting. There we go. At least that one crit. That's the important one. Easy peasy. Now to make that fight an actual fight, you do it at neutral, then it's pretty tough. It really takes a long time for these boss fights to matter, though. Are we fighting him again? I guess so. I mean, the chapter is literally his name, so... Let's use Scath. That's another big boy. Now, that one's single target, so... why not, though? I'm sure she'll shred this. Unless there's some pretty specific gimmicks here. I like how Protoku won that fight when the boss never used evade. Like, that wasn't a gimmick there anymore. He was pretty handicapped. Oh man, now he's got the hair though. I remember doing this fight with Medusa Lily. And she did just fine. Slow-mo though. I know that feeling. My neighborhood likes to use fireworks when there's like no reason to, and it's really annoying. I will never understand people's obsession with fireworks. I think there's a lot better uses for money out there. Okay, can you stop debuffing the boss? I think it's only in his first health bar, but still. Wow, we got no NP gain on these first 2 turns. We're not gonna get our NP. That's kind of bad. Well, that'll make it more interesting. You know, I think this account has the Abigail fight available. I want to stun this turn, but he has 15,000 health. Why do you do this to me, game? I'm sorry, he has 10,000 health. This is such a good turn to NP. This is such a good turn to NP. But he only has 10,000 life. You know what I should have done is I should have used my third skill. Using my third skill a few turns ago. I should use it on turn 1. Because it would have gave me that 10k damage and it'd be about off cooldown right now. And I wouldn't need it for the next health bar anyway. I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't think this is the right decision, but maybe by some magic, the crits will work out on the next turn here. 200k though. A little bit of overkill on that. Like how he's getting debuffed out to wazoo and he debuffs you. Like, I can do that too. Might look weird, but I'm not gonna need it for the next health bar. Like, the NP does enough damage to not need the other buffs. Can she impress me here? 70, 70, 100. Come on, give me that triple. Damn it. Oh, she did it anyway. That was actually meta. Even NPing, I think, was meta because of that. Like, you don't need to NP that health bar if you just break it with normal cards. Love this NP right here. A lot of people don't like his stage 3, but I think it's pretty awesome. It's a little out there, but I mean, that's pretty cool hair, man. 98%. We were supposed to NP right here and win. It was going to be so smooth. Chat, it was going to be so fucking smooth. Now it's all ruined. Now it was just throw in the garbage. Just throw in the garbage. It ruined everything. I can't even look at it now. That would have been so good, man. You just, you know, if he had landed that 70% crit earlier, that would have been more NP gain, and that would have rounded up to 100, and we would have gotten it. So that 70% quick not critting is why we didn't get our NP there. some bullshit. So we didn't need to bring Atlas. There was no point. Default would have made it easier. The extra attack up would have made some of those turns smoother. The cooldown reduction never mattered. The fight's over before our skills ever came back, so it was irrelevant. By the way, Scat's pretty good. Because now the boss is stunned and can't do any damage to us, and then we'd have our evade back again, and we just, you know, keeps going and going. No, she's bad because she can't loop. Yeah, clearly. God, that emote, though. Now that's the music I would expect to play if Scath fought Hot Wheels. 100%. You know, they're facing each other down, and that just starts playing in the background. And then all the clown servants are in the background. Hey, Destroyer, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. That's a name I can say. What is with this music right now? This is, at least we're in between stages, I guess. Didn't we just look at this screen? Oh man, we're fucking it up. Oh shit. There really are some hard Lostbelt fights, but that was not one of them. So many cutscenes. Alright, no one has got Juna on NA yet because he hasn't been rated up yet. I was like, we can show his animations off to be thematic. We cannot do that. Why not? Get some classic level 90 Achilles action. I'm always using level 100 2k foe. How strong is Hot Wheels? If you mean gameplay-wise, he's quite good. It's really good normal card damage, really good NP damage, has a battery skill, has self-survival. His raw, like, numerical value with, like, damage survivability ratio is insanely high, actually. And you can do the whole low HP, do unbelievably high damage thing, too, but you don't need to. He's good without it. So he's very good. And in terms of lore, he's actually really strong, too. He's actually really strong, lore-wise. 3 hits, 3 turns. God damn it, George. Okay, the assassins are going to be the problem. I remember this stage now. Boy, did we not bring a, I don't know if Achilles got this, we'll see. Is Tell not dead yet? Have they not, is this before the whole NP incident thing? I can kill that one. Question is, would I be able to kill that one with my NP? I need to, okay, let's do this. Fuck, that messed it up. I think it'll work out though. Why does it go off after you select your cards? That's kind of annoying. Oh, that's Tam. Forgot about her being in this Lostbelt some. I should have cast my invulnerability one turn later, I think. Because I'm not going to get attacked this turn. Do I go for the assassin, or do I just go for it on the NP turn? I can kill one of them. I think I'd go for the assassin, even though I won't kill it. Oh hey, the art thing is gone. It's just debuff resistance down now, I think. Damn it, I didn't get my NP. Probably should have done an art card. We actually ended up getting our invulnerability value, so that was nice. Fucking fuck. So, if I don't remember if you have to kill R40 or not. I don't think you do, but if you do, I wish I had my actual Achilles from JP. Because we're gonna need some value. Also, having the heal command code would be really helpful. That crit there really hurt us. That's an issue all the time, Herd Blurk. I try not to be that guy. I try to always set up stuff that's fun to use or useful in challenge quests and stuff. And if that means I get summoned way less total, that's fine by me. I'd rather be the guy that's least useful for challenge quests or budget stuff than get more FP. It's not like I need the FP anyway. But yeah, it's annoying. It's really rare people actually slot things that are good for gameplay. I actually hope we get gunshots here because I think the assassin might die. I probably should have done an art card again. Getting my NP right there would be big. Nope, no gunshots. That's bad. Probably. Oh. Well, no fun allowed. You don't even get loot. I think our third skill was back too, so I think I could have NP'd there. Speaking of which, I should check my support list. I don't remember what I have. My CEs might be fucked up on NA, because I log into NA so rarely. Yep, it's pretty fucked up. Okay, let's go with either Star Bomb or Bond CE. Do I not have Mozart's Bond CE? I have him at Bond 10 on so many accounts. Okay, hold on. I just don't have 4 stars on. Okay, I've got it. Woo, boy. I was gonna be pissed if I didn't have that. Because I seriously, I've got that on so many accounts. And if this one didn't have it, that would be unfortunate. I don't know why Pint has that, but okay. That can be good if you're doing like buff stacking or switching it around, but if there's one on the front row, it's not what you would want. Okay, this is decent for now. Really nothing I can give Sanson that'll save him. And I feel like, I guess we'll go with this, but I feel like that's like almost insulting the man. It's kind of like if you have a dying bear and you give it like a bunch of berries, right? Like that's just kind of mean. Like you have a bear that was trying so hard to get to a berry bush, and he never made it. And then on his deathbed, then you give him the bush, It's just kind of like, fuck you. That's what it's like giving Sanson Art of Death. It's like, this is what you're supposed to have. That is a, that's a Zigguard right there. Shame you don't have his buff yet, but one of these days. I think you got like a year and a half on that one. Something like that. What is something fun to use here? We'll do more cat. That's a fun one. All of the cavalry classes. This is where an alter... You know what? We'll use an alter ego. Why? Oh my god, she is so not upgraded on this account. Yikes. Well, we'll see how that goes. In A times. You know what? I got Mordred music though. Literally no reason to use Cleopatra. Just doing it cuz. So Mordred got a really good voice actress in Japanese, English, and German. That's like the 3 languages I've seen, and good casting for all those. That is a piece of shit dragon right there. Oh, it's another bunch of enemies again. Probably not the best unit to give that to, but it's better than Hans, I suppose. There will be stars. So, speaking of voice acting and such, there is a new unit in Epic 7 that is very similar to Canis. Like, angry, yeah, you know, like the same kind of white hair, Lancer, you know, warmonger type. And their Japanese voice actor just got announced, and it's Canis's voice actor. It's like, okay, they're not even trying. They're not even trying. It's like they're being really obvious about it here. Okay, what do I want to do here? I bet you if I cast my evade... You know what? I'm gonna stun him. Because he removes buffs, and this would be such a terrible turn for that to happen. I need him to die. But I don't have a way to kill him next turn, really.
Yes.
This is some fucking boss music right here, though. This is like you're fighting a dragon or something, right? Man, I wish Beowulf had his buff on an A. This would be a great stage for him. Although I don't think I have him on an A, which feels bad. But there's a dragon enemy, and the classes are really varied, right? This is like the perfect fucking time for Beowulf. Dude, I want a Beowulf animation update. He's really high on my list of things that need an animation update these days. Like a year and a half ago, I remember people were asking me if I wanted one, and I was like, yeah, I like him, so I'd like him to get one, but he doesn't really deserve it compared to a lot of the other units. But now that so much time has gone by, a lot of the shitty animations are gone. There's, you know, you still have Matahari and Mozart and Shakespeare, you know, there's still some bad ones, but we're getting to the point where I feel like it's really fair if Beowulf gets one, so I hope that happens. I'm so glad he got that other buff, though. He's in I think he's in great shape gameplay-wise. He does exactly what you want him to do. He's unique. Sure, he's not as good as some of the other Berserkers, but he keeps up really well now. Like, I'm really happy with how Beowulf is. So I just want an animation update, and we're set. That's kind of why I haven't made a big video for him. Kind of waiting for that. Alright, let's see if we can get the job done here. Kill this piece of shit dragon. Only got one card, though, for DPS. You know what? We gotta get that thing out of here. $100K. I think she's got it. She didn't got it. Ah, fuck. I should have done it like the other way around. I could have done like the Buster from Mecha Liz and then done the Cat Buster, and then I could have had Hans kill the 3K HP guy. Not even meta. We just need a pirate event. We need an event that's like very sea-based, lots of ships, different crews, right? Because we've got plenty of pirates in the game already, and there's plenty of famous ones that aren't in the game yet. So I would love an event or a main story even that was really, you know, the golden age of piracy, right? I think that'd be awesome. And then here's the new pirate you add, right? Maybe you add a 4-star one too and stuff. But the new 5-star is fucking Berserker 5-star Blackbeard. None of this stupid otaku nonsense. Like, for fuck's sakes, they don't even have the flaming beard. Like, are you kidding me? In real life, the guy set fuses on fire in his beard. That he's so famous for that. And in the anime version of Blackbeard, where you can be more over the top and not, you don't have to be as completely realistic, he doesn't even have that. How are you not gonna, like, I am so annoyed with how little effort they put into Blackbeard. He is unbelievably famous. He is literally like, his fame level is like, he's the pirate that like, Robin Hood is to highwaymen, or Arthur is to, like, you know, legendary kings, right? You know, King Arthur. It's the fact that he is done so lazily, doesn't have the flaming beard, is not a badass at all, you know, it's just a joke. Like, that's ridiculous. It's fucking stupid. And, like, if they wanted to make a character like Blackbeard, that's fine, but it shouldn't be Blackbeard, right? Like, if you wanted to have that character archetype, that's not a problem, but making that character archetype fucking Blackbeard. Like, imagine if they made King Arthur that, right? How, like, make King Arthur like this loser otaku that's a 2-star and is just a joke all the time, right? Like, that'd be ridiculous, right? And they did it to fucking Blackbeard. Like, it's so frustrating. I'm hopeful that someday, though, we'll get a serious Blackbeard, but I don't know. It's been a while. Dude, can you imagine like just a little spooky version of Blackbeard that's like a badass and got, oh my god, like you could make such a good 5-star version of Blackbeard. And you could make like stage 3 have the flaming beard, right? And oh, it'd be so good. I would roll on that. I would fucking roll on that. You know, give him a mean war face, man. None of this pansy shit. Is she gonna do 22K with no buffs? I don't think so. Let's see what happens. Sadly, I don't think you're ever gonna get things like Buffalo Bill or Butch Cassidy and stuff. I think they're like, oh, it's too similar to Billy, and we already have Billy, so we don't need another gunslinger. Meanwhile, we have 30,000 knights and 30,000 samurai and a bunch of ninjas and like, you know, we have so many things that are similar, and that's fine. It's okay to have a bunch of samurai and a bunch of knights and that kind of thing, and it's also okay to have more than one fucking gunslinger. Also, I didn't quite want Atalante to die that soon, but what are you gonna do? How have we not gotten the NP yet? What is going on there? Did we get drained or something? Hmm. Yeah, I'd like a 4-star Gunner Billy and have him use the rifle. Like, his main weapon was a rifle, actually, so it'd be nice if he could get that in. Actually, maybe I don't NP with her here. Maybe I just NP with Mordred, even though there's no Lancer. I'll save it for now, but yeah, NPing here with Mordred would have been pretty good. So I did the music, but she's so loud, you couldn't hear it. Although I could have just turned the game down a little bit. That would have been the play there. I'm guessing they're gonna throw another Lancer at you. It's kind of like that meme, I pretended to be retarded for 7 years or whatever, right? It's like, it doesn't matter. He's always portrayed like that. And, oh my god, we had so much value left, game. Why not let us fight all 40 of them? Like, they never do a more serious side, and his design is still pretty lazy. And he's just a fucking 2-star. Although there's a lot of cool 2-stars, but a Blackbeard really deserves better than this. There's fireworks going off right now. There's fireworks going off right now. Every day, I swear. Yeah, someone in my chat was complaining about fireworks, and now they're going off here. Yeah, it's like, it doesn't matter if a character is acting a certain way. Even if their true self is something else, if they never show it that way. And like with Blackbeard, it's not like he doesn't want to be like that, right? He still is fine acting that way. He does have a more serious side, but it's not like just an act. It isn't. You know, it's more like him it's just him focusing on a certain aspect of himself, right? It's like it's just nonsense. And again, they only ever use him that way. They don't ever use him the serious way. And his ascension stages, again, are really lazy. They didn't put a lot of effort there. I mean, it's fucking Blackbeard. Like, my god, what a waste. I'm guessing it's more of the swarm. He's not becoming a joke character. He already is a joke character. Kinda late to the party on that one. Probably use... okay, well that messed it up. Guess it works out though. Wait, there's only 3 enemies remaining? Oh, there's 3 waves though. This is probably more buffs than we need. But it lets me get like some extra NP gain here. It's like I knew Mordred did not need that R card there, but it lets me get NP gain on both the characters, so. Yeah, they really do mostly use Blackbeard to just make fun of otakus, really. It's what imagine being the most legendary pirate, and that's your role. Fantastic. Yeah, I need Mordred not to do 70k to the rider here. But out of all of the gunslingers that they could add, Butch Cassidy is definitely the one I'd want to be added the most. Although I definitely see people say Buffalo Bill probably the most. Maybe someday we get one more gunslinger, but I just don't think there's any demand for it in Japan. I mean, they've set so many events in America, and they don't ever add American or even North American based stuff, really. Like, they've had so many opportunities to add things from North America, and they basically never do, so. Okay, just everybody crit though. Just triple crit here. Or get the free gunshot and don't even need it now. We have like no buffs here. We're one turn off. We can bring in Shakespeare, but we don't have the Buster NP. Oh wait, yeah we do. Excuse me. I don't know how to fucking play this game. Shakespeare with the fucking save, man. I know that wasn't even a remotely meta combo, but I wanted to see the damage on the Buster there. Shakespeare, the savior of India. Yeah, sure, why not? We could have had another character kind of in that design area with Van Gogh. And there's not a lot of characters like that in Fate, and I would have liked that a lot. Imagine Shakespeare and Van Gogh, right? That'd have been fantastic, but nope! Nope, you get a fucking sunflower lolly for some reason. That stage name, God Sky Boulder. Oh god, what chapter are we on? How far in are we? We're on chapter 18. Actually, we're getting kind of close to the big boss fights. Might be able to do that next stream. Hold on, I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to grab water and I'm gonna get a snack real quick. Back in just a second. Alright, I'm back. So I know this is not the first main fight with God Juna because Limbo's not here. That's like the giveaway that you're fighting that one. You are farther in than I thought, though. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Oh shit, what am I talking? Of course I have Beowulf on this account. Yeah, I had Beowulf on this account before I had him on the other account. What was wrong with me? Okay, yeah, just give me my buff and give me an animation update. This is probably not the time for him though, because Berserker versus Berserker is a very sad thing. I wonder if it's an AoE fight. There is a male foreigner, and I think Fate Requiem? We'll probably never get it though. I thought it might be this stage. If I had a 50% battery, that'd be so good right now. Although this would not. Unforgiving World -4. What a name for a buff. Probably should have art chained. We'll see. Oh my god. It's ruined! Well, I didn't need to art chain. Imagine him doing that animation to like Tiamat. Right, they so blatantly designed that attack animation for if he's fighting something smaller than him. And so if he's fighting like Tiamat or whatever, that'd just be ridiculous. Or Ivan even, you know, Ivan is bigger than that guy. That is a big boy though, like really, that is a big fucking boy. Like look at us over here, man, Atalante's way down here. And he's not just tall, he's thick. I'm not sure I really should have done that quick up, but... more NP gain. I'd say more Stargen too, but that's not really necessary. Chat, are we gonna see, yes or no, chat, are we gonna see Tiamat in any of the Lostbelts or like a 0.5 event based on a Lostbelt? I think yes. I actually very much think yes. I think we're definitely going to see Tiamat again. Now, you know, it could be wrong, and maybe hell, maybe it's going to be a 3.0 thing and not a 2.0 thing. But I think it's going to happen. But we shall see. I think Guadia is obviously a lot more likely because we've already seen him. So that's a really safe bet. Can we get 80k out of her here? Also, the Hanzus are getting so close. Oh, okay, well, no, we could not get 80k though. Don't you do that? He's beating up the kids, man. Is that God Juna carpet bombing? And before the gunshots. Okay, no. Primordial Mom. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Did not land the defense buff on the low health Hans. It's because Orion is not Artemis and Orion, it's just Orion. And that version of Orion does not have divinity, because Orion doesn't have divinity normally. Like, there's certain, basically, Archer, Super, they're both Archers, that's so confusing. Super Orion is like, you know, the take on the character that does have divinity, and he's got the weapon that's blessed by Poseidon and all that nonsense. But generally Orion is not divine, and Artemis is just tagging along. She's not actually the Saint Graph or anything that you're summoning. Like, it is just Orion, and he's not divine, so. But even though Artemis is like the thing that like looks like the servant you're summoning and everything, because she's like bigger than him and everything, she's just tagging along, and she basically forgoed a lot of her power and abilities because of that. You might say this all sounds very stupid, weird, and contrived and nonsensical, and you would be correct. It is all of those things. On's totally going to land this attack up. But yeah, you summon just Orion, and then Artemis is tagging along, and you get kind of a nerfed Artemis out of it. Hey, Fino, thank you for the raid, casually. Over here talking about bears and giant titty waifus, apparently, that somehow can get summoned just cuz. Like, that's such a good example, though. When people say, like, oh no, we can't summon Zeus, he's a chief god, and they said we can't summon chief gods, right? That doesn't mean anything. Like, they will make up any contrived nonsense that they want to allow us to summon whatever they want, right? I mean, we're not supposed to be able to summon Merlin, and they're just like, oh yeah, no, he's actually doing self-manifestation, right? You're not supposed to be able to summon Scath, but they're like, oh yeah, well in this timeline, Guadia blew up the Land of Shadows, right? And you're not supposed to be able to summon regular gods, but oh no, we never said this before, but no, you can summon regular gods if they have a human vessel that's like they're in sync with, right? Like, they're just making shit up, and apparently you can summon Artemis if you summon her hubby and she just decides to tag along, right? So I'm pretty sure if they actually care, they can allow us to summon Zeus, right? You know, they bullshit literally anything at the drop of a hat, so if they never add Zeus, it's because they don't want to add Zeus. Not because the lore doesn't allow it, right? They stopped caring about that a long time ago. Like, seriously, I've seen this. I was watching someone stream once, and they were talking about like how I don't think it was Zeus, but they were talking about how we can't. Someone in chat wanted X god, and they're like, no, that's a god, we can't summon that. And he had Ishtar on his team. I was like, yeah, we couldn't possibly summon any gods or goddesses, and we couldn't do that. No. I wonder if, you know, this might be the fight with Limbo and God Juna. I thought we had a while before that, but we might be there. Now, if that's the case, I kind of want to, if we beat it, I'll maybe cancel the app. Oh wait, no, this is probably the Karna bit, where we're trying to resurrect Karna. I think that's what this is. Anyway, yeah, that's what this is. We might beat the stage and then cancel the app, so I might make a video for it or something, so. How I would, if I was them, and if I was going to put Zeus in the game, which I would, because why would you hire that artist to make such a good design and get the voice actor and everything and then not use it? So I would absolutely add Zeus to the game if it was up to me. But anyway, so if I was in charge, how I would do it is just like Quetzalcoatl. You know, Quetzalcoatl is a full-on goddess, and as such she has to, you know, possess somebody and all that. And they just have her possess an unknown priestess that you've never seen before that happens to have a personality that's like really in sync with Quetzalcoatl. So it's like basically how they put Quetzalcoatl just in the game without actually like being fused with like a known character and having it, you know, be like a middle of the road character, right? I would just do the same thing, you know, Zeus is just in sync with this really old but ripped guy, and there you go. And if you want to do something with the whole chief god thing, which I don't know why that would matter, but because literally all the other things we've summoned. But if you know, you can always just have some weird circumstances with the story or whatever the fuck, and you got Merlin over there summoning himself and all that. So I basically just put Zeus in the game the same way they put Quetzalcoatl in the game. There you go. Okay, so this is Archer versus Lancer, which is just mean, but you have unlimited guts, so you can't. You can't lose. Make some stars, try to get lucky here. I would really like a summer event, like, that goes off during the Summer Olympics. And you make it Olympic themed, you know, Olympus, right? Spoilers. The Olympics come from the Greeks, so you could have like the gods, and you make it the normal history gods, because they've talked about this quite a bit. The normal history gods, or closer to the benevolent take on the Greek gods compared to the giant prick ones in the Lostbelt. So you have the regular ones like presiding over it, right? And then you make some of them summonable, right? That'd be awesome. And then you have all these like Olympic games that the, like, you know, Achilles and all of them, you know, can partake in, and whatever random servants you want to put in it, and all your summer servants, all your swimsuit waifus, right? Like that'd be awesome, dude. Only we had a Mystic Code and we could make more stars right now. Give me those defense downs. We don't crit, that's super not worth. Hey look, we crit. Hey look, we crit again. Yeah, everything I just said, I don't expect to happen at all. Not even a little bit. I wouldn't. It'd be amazing, but I'm not betting on that. Oh my god, yeah, you put Hercules in the game. So that'd be great. Dude, that would be so good. That would be so good. That'd be such a fun summer event. Like, holy shit, that would be so good. And as such, we're never going to have it. I remember. I'll never forget this comment. This guy he was talking about Lostbelt 5 and it was getting ready to be added. And he was just like, you know, because it's Greek and all this stuff they've shown, this would be such a perfect time to do an Asterios animation update. Like, there's really no better time to do it than now. As such, I am convinced they won't do it. And he was correct. They did not do an Asterios animation update. And he wasn't even in the story, so feels great. By the way, we literally have gods on the screen right now, so that's a thing. We do not have that emote on my Discord. That is slander. Always like when people say things that are factually wrong, like they're factually right. This port would be really cool in an anime, by the way. 1,000 life. Well, we just got one turned. Making fools out of us. I think you only have to break the 1 health bar. You know, hyperbolic time chamber or whatever from Dragon Ball, pretty much. He keeps one-turning us. All right, we're getting embarrassed here. We gotta step up our game. Next turn we get our Buster up, but I kind of want to NP right now, and then we'll do the quick thing. I legitimately think this part is a reference to the hyperbolic time chamber because of the things they've said about Indian mythology and everything. Like, it's kind of the jokes. And we're getting one-turned again. Okay, alright, he can't one-turn me here. And then I can kill him next turn, I think. Or break the bar next turn. Well, actually, maybe not, we'll see. I'll need some NP gain, quite a bit. It's gonna be close. Depends on what Karna does. Hit me. That's not hitting me. That's a low hit count. That's also a low hit count. Well, there goes the dream. You know what? Fuck it. We're clearly gonna land this 40% crit, right? Wow. What the fuck? That damage escalated with that crit there. Holy shit. And he one-turned us again. The amount of guts that we've had go off, this is just embarrassing. We're using necromancy. The whole reason he's an archer is right there. It's that and him kicking the fireballs. That's the whole reason. Wow. I'll take it. Oh, that's just cheating. That's just fucking cheating. He didn't finish his voice line. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were in here for a while. God, I love the ending of Lostbelt 4 so much. It's so... The big showdown is just so good. This might be Limbo. Man, are we... Is this... I think this is Limbo and Gajuna. I can't believe... This is the first real boss fight right here. This one actually matters. Alright, if we beat this, I need to Zeet the app. I might make a video for it. This is the hardest fight here, I think. This one's the hardest, and then the next one and the tree fight are also hard, but I do think this is the hardest. Alright, let's get to the good stuff. I mean, no, it's just a lie. It's like, we do not have that emote on our server. That's the end of the story there. Just because somebody else uses an emote, you know, you can't control what other people use from their other servers. That's not a thing. Actually, I think you can set it up where people can't use emotes from other servers, but literally no server ever does that because that's shit. Well, if I want to do a full-on budget setup, I'll need to have somebody slot something specific. So now's not really the best time for that, but I want to keep it somewhat budget. Let me think. I think Bedivere and Billy are going to be good. What you want to do on a budget setup, like your objective on a budget setup here, is have your first 3 units not die to Limbo, and then have a lot of damage ready when they show up for Gajuna, and one turn Gajuna's first health bar, and then all 3 of them die to his NP, and then your back row can deal with the last health bar. That is the way to go about it. And Bedivere is really good for that. The problem is there's not a lot I can summon that would make any sense here. Like, I need to summon things like Hans with a survival CE or David or something like that, and then the other things I can summon are way too powerful. Like, I don't want to use Scatty or Wave or anything. I might try with this Hans. It's not really... 2030 is terrible here, but... Okay, Limbo drains you by 50% on the first turn, so starting NP only matters if you're over 50%. I might try... either that or that. Billy's pretty good in the back, though. I don't think... I mean, this might work, but I don't... It'd be a kind of a test run, but I don't think this will work. I think Hans is just wrong here. I think someone will die before you actually got to Gajuna. I wonder if Gajuna counts as humanoid. If so, this is actually pretty good. This is fine too. Surely I have more copies of that on this account. I probably do, and I just never fused them. Can't quite remember how much health each health bar is. I know he's damage resistant, so he doesn't take as much damage as a Berserker normally does. So that's something you have to remember. Sadly, Robin Hood is bad here because you can't debuff the boss. Alright, let's see how this goes. This is a really cool fight, though. It's very unique. And so is the next one. The next one's a little bit easier, but this one's still... I don't know. The next one, I think is hard for some people when they don't realize what's going on, but once you understand it, it is a little easy. Okay. You can NP drain, which is a real problem. The tricky thing is you have to find the right balance of killing Limbo, but then also having enough damage ready for Gajuna. And it's just really hard with a budget team. It's not hard at all with a non-budget team, but with the budget team it really is a problem. I might change somebody. I need someone that can like repeat NP or just have really big normal card damage. Because I don't have big normal card damage. I only have NP damage. And I don't... With this setup, I'm not sure how I would actually kill Limbo. I don't like Hans here. There's just literally nothing you can summon that's useful. It's either useless or it's too strong. That's why I have an ult account, because you know, things are so It's so much easier if you summon like a high-end something and then nobody slots like normie stuff, so... Always dislike that about NA though, because I can never summon what I want. You don't have to protect Karna in the second fight. You absolutely can use a different DPS. The thing is, you have to bring Karna, so if you don't use Karna as the DPS, he's kind of in the way. And Qin Gong doesn't exist yet. But there's plenty of units that can be the damage dealer. But the thing is, they give you a free damage dealer that's... Truly, Karna is not like the best damage dealer you could possibly have for that fight. Like, no way. He doesn't have his upgraded NP, he doesn't have foe items, he doesn't have an offensive CE. You know, he's AoE, it's a single target fight, even though he's got all those extra buffs, that some of that just offsets all the things I just listed. So there's more units that are going to be more tailored to it, that will have foe items, will have a proper CE, be single target, not AoE, and they can do better than him. But he has to be on the team, so... And Karna's good enough. He's not necessarily the best thing ever, but he is good enough to get the job done. So if you don't have a better DPS yourself, then you just use him, and, you know, there you go. So what I might have to do is try to beat Arjuna's final health bar with 2 units. There's just no way I'm keeping Hans alive, and there's nothing else I can summon. Everything else is either way stronger or completely pointless. I'm not sure if normal carding him down is a good idea. We'll see. If so, I should probably put some stuff on the team, though, to help with normal card damage. The Great Calamity. So, this is just bad, though. Like, my team order doesn't make any sense. Because, like, all the knight classes are in the back, and then the one other cavalry class is in the front. Might have to NP Limbo, we'll see. Billy will just die to God Junior like this. I don't like that. Like, that's why I don't like Hans here. Like, the front row should be 3 knight classes. Oh my god, I need an ult account on NA. This is so frustrating. This is another reason I don't make NA videos, because this just sucks. There's literally nothing. It's either completely pointless and has nothing to do with the fight at all, or it's way overpowered and is dumb. Okay, that's better. Bye with the save. Not a good CE. It's actually a horrible CE because you get drained and way better with survivability. But even with this, though, I'm not sure this would... Let's try like this. I think this might be better. Because somebody's gonna have to NP if I like it or not. The problem is, though, then you won't have anything built up for Arjuna. This doesn't have that much survivability. Might even switch to Atlas. NP gain though. That really sucks that he puts NP gain down on you. They know what they did. They know what they did. One thing I like about Hans here is that you do get some crits. I should have charisma'd there. Like hell, maybe I charisma turn 1 because enough turns are gonna go by that it'll come back. Using it now sucks though because it might not come back, but I think I need to. That was a mistake. Especially last turn because we did a Buster Chain. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to NP. If only Limbo's hit count was higher, but that again, they're trying to make that a problem. That's the point. Limbo makes this very awkward. Because killing Limbo is not a problem, but if you do a setup that can easily kill Limbo, at least in a budget scenario, you're going to be in really bad shape for God Juno. Oh boy, we have so many art cards, and this is the hand we get. Well, that's not good. How does no one have their NP right now? I kinda like everyone gets their NP now though. Because we didn't really get any art chains. The turn everyone dies is the turn everyone gets their fucking NP. Okay, that's not gonna work. Well, honestly, that actually might work though, because I more times than not, I don't think that would happen. And literally next turn we were fine. I might have to set it up where I just allow one person to die. And I kind of have to do that anyway because I can't reliably summon something that's actually, you know, a budget unit, because ain't nobody slotting budget units. I just really don't like Hans here though. He does basically nothing, and like he dies way too soon. They gave the Buster up to Hans. Yeah, that's the one. That's the champ right there. Get that damage. I need to change David's CE. Not really helping that much, and I think he's actually going to need to do a decent amount of damage himself. I don't know why I didn't cast this earlier. Yeah, I think we need David in P here. Wish we had crit down. Oh, I hate the way my art cards keep getting spread out like that. Like, David's other art card was in that hand where I couldn't really use it, and then Bedivere didn't have his art card until the third hand, so it was like the longest time I had to wait to get NP gain on him. See, if Hans could live until next turn, that would be way better. Man, David is really struggling with NP gain. So I could kill Limbo right now, but we just don't have the gain yet. If Hans could double NP, that would keep Bedivere in it a lot longer. That would really help. I might have to evade him. You don't really need the evade for Gajuna too much, only for the second part. Let's see. And fucking David doesn't have his NP right now. Well, I basically have to evade now. David, please. Like how we're fighting, like, got this like dramatic background, big boss fight with Limbo, and we had like that super peaceful music. Okay, that's better. Okay, David. This is your moment. Don't fucking blow it. If only he had his buff. Never mind the giant damage, just the generic damage buff would be good. Oh no. Oh no. That's not enough! Look, we have all this damage ready for Gajuna, and they're all gonna die now. Yep, you fucking fucks. I should have given David the attack buff. Yeah, we're dead now, because all these units are gonna be there when Gajuna does the super NP that removes all your buffs and stuff. Literally one turn off there. That's where I might need to change David's CE so he does more damage. It's either that or you make the unit that joins in somebody that buffs your damage, because Billy obviously doesn't do that. Short appearance of the Alpino Goblin, indeed. Okay, that will help. Although I have a feeling it won't help enough to matter, because unless he lives one whole extra turn, it won't do anything. And he has to NP twice, which I don't think is going to happen. What can I give David that would make him do more damage, but not spontaneously explode? Might just have to say fuck it and focus on the damage. There's always Heaven's Feel. I think this would help with NP gain, but it won't help with damage at all. I think it will do that though, because NP gain is important. And does give him an attack stat. Okay, wait one turn to do the defense up on Bedivere. No, I've not played the roguelike. No, I did play the roguelike event and I fucking hated it because it was so shit. That was awful. I was so disappointed by that. It was a really good idea, but the implementation of it was so bad. Because it's not a roguelike. It literally uses your units. And if you have a bunch of units that you don't have leveled up, these show up in it. That was so bad. I was honestly unspeakable how bad that game mode was. That was like how not to make a roguelike. It's just pathetic because I like Arknights a lot, and I normally just say good things about it, but that mode was very bad. Like literally, it's not a roguelike, right? It's not there's not like procedurally generated stuff and all that. It literally uses your units. So like for example, I only level my low rarity units, and I don't level my high rarity ones. So throughout the quote-unquote roguelike, you get random units you can recruit, but they're your units at random. And overwhelmingly, because I have like a billion, high star units that aren't leveled, there's just a bunch of level 1s that you can recruit that can't do anything. That's not a roguelike. You don't play a roguelike to use the stuff that you use in the normal game. That's like the whole point of roguelikes. That's like if anyone played Hearthstone, that's like if you went into the arena mode and it pulls from your cards instead of actually random cards. Of course that's fucking stupid, right? And that's literally what they did. And it's an excuse to try to make you to level up everything, and I don't care about it. I was so disappointed in that game mode. It was terrible. Like it was so boring. It was just a giant. It was so un-roguelike because it was just like a giant stat check. It was basically level up all your units, lol, and that's it. That was so bad. I like Arknights a lot, and its normal gameplay is fine. I have a lot of good things to say about Arknights, but that game mode was super shit. And it surprised me how bad it was, because generally Arknights, I think, does a good job. I should have cast this earlier. I keep forgetting to do that. Random crit would be really useful right now. Yeah, the second I realized, instead of it actually giving you random units, it was just using your roster exactly as it was, but you get them at random, I was like, okay, no, this is stupid. As soon as I saw my level 1 apple pie, I was like, well, this is dumb. Come on, Hans, don't die. See, it doesn't matter. It's exactly the same. Like, if anything, it's worse because we actually crit less. Hans is not good here. There's no reason to even use him here. But I can't. There's nothing else I can summon because anything else I summon is gonna be way stronger. That is so frustrating. Died on the exact same turn, and I'm pretty sure he always will. I want to get the NP gain because David's really going to need it, but we also need to do damage, so. There's just like a lot of benchmarks that they added to JP, where it's like if you've leveled this many servants or got a servant to this level, you get extra stuff, and it's added retroactively. Man, if he didn't crit there, we'd actually be in kind of good shape right now. David is just taking way too long to get his NP. I skipped out on a couple of his art cards. I'm kind of regretting that. I don't think I can live another turn. This sucks. don't think we'll even kill next turn. We've done a lot less damage this time. I guess we didn't crit or something. Every time, dude, it's like on those exact turns that matter, it's always just shy. I'd be having a lot more fun right now if I had access to, like, a budget unit that I actually wanted to use, opposed to having to use budget units that are garbage or using non-budget units that are just way too overpowered. I fucking hate the support system in this game. Like, I wish I could just not summon a support at all and just use 6 of my units. I just like how the second they added free respecs, they stopped giving out command code unlocks. So you have to use the old respecs to like, it's so dumb. I can't even believe they did that. Like, that was so lame. Like, just stop trying to make that a thing. No one cares about the stupid command code removers. Command codes are such a good idea, and overall they are good for the game, but my god, there's so many things they do with them that are obnoxious as fuck, and for no reason, like literally no reason. Like, the UI is terrible, and it does not need to be like that. The, you know, they're making it so hard now to actually get fucking card unlocks. Like, why? Like, what's the point? They're just like trying to waste your QP so people still want to grind. That's pretty much what they're doing, but it doesn't have that effect in my opinion. I think it just makes people pissed off and not want to interact with the system at all. And that's what most people say when they pull people. Most people don't even use like command codes because it's just obnoxious. Maybe we cut David. I mean, they said they were going to fix it eventually, although pawns didn't like land any of the buffs that I wanted there. Fantastic. But it's been so long and they haven't updated the UI at all, so, but they're probably just saving it for the anniversary because, you know, they're trying to make it not seem disappointing, even though it's something they should have already done a long ass time ago. Hey look, Hans is gonna die the turn before the NP like he always does. Some damage here though, like that. Oh my god, and then he crits me. I really wish I had someone with crit down. I don't know why I keep waiting to cast that. Bedivere is gonna get drained, but I want the damage anyway. Like, we're not gonna be that close to killing him. Like, I basically would have to use Bedivire's NP, but if we don't have it for Gajuna, we're in for a very bad time. I need to change somebody out to add a bit of burst damage in. If he crits, we'd actually kill him here. But, I don't think he's gonna do that. I guess I might have to use the attack up on David when he NPs. That might be enough. Because, I mean, we're so close. Oh! Bullshit crit! I'll take it. Thanks, Billy. We're not gonna do enough damage. There's no way. And they gave the fucking, why can't you give the Buster up to Bedivere? Like, why can't you give it to Bedivere? Because if this was a normal Berserker boss, sure, but he takes a lot less damage, so I don't think this is gonna be enough. We'll see. Because you need to break right now, that way his buff removal thing is just gone. But I don't think we will. We'll be close, but what's going to happen is he's going to kill people, and then he's going to get the buff removal thing, and then we won't have. Then he'll kill the units that were there to finish him off. So we'll have to change some stuff. Maybe Billy's got this. It's gonna be close. Oh shit. We had like 5k or like 7k overkill. The question is, do our final 2 units have enough gas to do 300k? There's definitely some things on this team that need to be twinked. Okay, well now his buff removal is gone, so let's see what we can get out of this. I tell you, the music is not on point today. Okay, Ku does defense down, so he should NP first. Makes Ushi do more damage. Yeah, it's gonna be close, because Gajuna's normal card damage is just insane. That is not what I wanted to see. That is really not what I wanted to see. That is really not what I wanted to see. I wanted Ushi to die there. That would have been so much better if Ushi had died there. Well, fuck. That was really bad. If Ushi had died there, I think we would have won. Because then we would have still had some survivability left, and I just have to get Ku's NP again. But now he might kill Ku. And the worst thing would be kill Ushi now. Of course. Now, yeah. Okay. Okay, guy. You couldn't have done that last turn. I think we're going to win anyway, but... God, that was annoying. I think it's going to be close. This is going to be really close. If I get my NP, we win. If I don't, we lose. I actually should have done Buster, Art Buster, I think. If I did Buster, Art Buster twice in a row, I think we would have killed him like that. Because although he's got that damage resist buff, it's not that strong. Okay, we're good. The reason I healed was because it was more likely that they attack me twice, and if he has to attack me twice, I get more NP gain. Music maybe was on point. Okay, I'm gonna Zeet the app, but we'll just want to make sure we have the damage, but I'm pretty sure we do. I really want to twink that team though. There's certainly ways to make that better, I think. By the way, Ku can just solo this, so I don't know why I didn't just do that, because that would have been better, but I wanted to do some team gameplay, so... I like how the app actually crashed there. I'm not even kidding. Like, I did, you know, close it, but then it actually crashed. Like, Hans is really bad on that team, but you have to summon something, right? And so that's kind of a problem. And then, like, Billy's placement, I don't think was very good either. That is the... What I just did, though, is the concept what you want to go for. And if you're using stronger units, it'll be a lot easier to go for that concept. But you basically want that front row to be able to break that first health bar. When God Unit's first health bar breaks, all your buffs are removed. So you want those units to have already used up their value, right? And taken out the health bar, then they die. And the units that come in can finish off the final health bar. That's pretty much the goal. And if you use things that aren't 3 stars entirely, right? You actually use use your support wisely and that stuff. That's not that hard to accomplish, really. Okay, I think we'll wrap up there. It's getting really late, boys. It's actually 11 o'clock for me, Jesus. Let's see. Maybe tomorrow we just play Darkest Dungeon, because I keep not having time to play it, so maybe we just play Darkest Dungeon tomorrow. I don't really need to do the other Lostbelt 4 fights on stream, because, I mean, how do you think I'm going to do them, right? But we'll see. I do want to do the tree fight again. The tree fight's awesome. I might just keep that on NA for a while, so we can use people's NA units against the tree, because I don't need the Grail right now, and Lostbelt 5 is not for a while. We do need to play Genshin, but I could... There's not, like, any content that's, like, I gotta do this second. So, like, I could just wait for them to add, like, that new boss, and then I'll maybe play Genshin then, but we'll see. But yeah, I kind of want to do some Darkest Dungeon. I really like that game. Alright, boys, thank you for hanging out. We kind of got a basic idea of the team there, but I don't know. I want to see if I can make that a little bit better. Who are we going to raid, though? Oh, hey, Ryasu. He hasn't played FGO in ages. We'll raid him. Why not? If he's playing some Lostbelt 4. He's actually pretty close to where I am. He's fighting those alligator guys in that stage we just did a little while ago, so he's pretty far in. He's about to get to God Juna, right? He's actually very close to that. So go get him, boys. I'm out of here. Probably Darkest Dungeon tomorrow.